back on the Trans Am today. Been tinkering around with this thing. If you followed along on this build at all, you know I've been battling these PTFE hoses that came with this Hydro Boost steering kit, or Hydro Boost brake kit, I should say. And you got to build power steering lines too, right? So we had lots of trouble with the lines that they sent, the hoses. They were just, the quality was terrible. Ended up going with some Fragola, I think is how you pronounce it, stuff. Got it from Summit, and didn't have any problems at all building the hoses out of their stuff. So this is what it looks like. It's got it all finished up. I hope my return's fine. It should. It was kind of a funky little bend. I couldn't get a good angle on it there, but I think everything should be fine. So we've got all our hoses going to the booster, and back to the pump, and to the steering rack, or steering gearbox, excuse me. I went ahead and mounted the transmission cooler, and now we are going to drop the pan, and we're going to do the kickdown cable delete. In order to do that, we've got to get the cable stub off the transmission, and you got to drop the pan to get to that. But I wanted to drop the pan anyway and take a look inside of there and make sure the filter's not dirty and plugged up. And yeah, we got to do that. Then I'm going to build the cooler lines. I haven't built the cooler lines yet, just mounted the cooler, and I'll show you that in just a second. All right, probably can't see it very well because it's a little dark in this area and everything's black, but the cooler is here. It goes from here to here and all the way up to the top. It's a very large cooler. I'm gonna run lines to these fittings all the way back to our transmission. Boom, right through there. I've still got to hook up some grounds. I've got to mount the starter. We need to drop this pan, get the fluid out of it, and take this little tiny, there's a little wire that sticks up. Where's the hole at? That's the dipstick hole. I know you can't see it, but it's right up in there. We got to get that wire, and you'll be able to see it when I drop the pan. All right, so drain the fluid out of the transmission pan, and we got some fuzzies on the end, but that's not totally abnormal. Let's put them on a napkin to see what they look like. That's a little pasty. Definitely clutch material. I don't see anything, any big chunks of anything, just a lot of clutch dust. So that's kind of to be expected out of something that's getting abused. We'll pull the pan and see what she looks like. All right, the fluid looks a little dirty. Smells a little burnt up. Didn't look so bad when it was coming out of here. It's not super dirty, but it's dirty. Caleb's gonna be my cameraman. Here you go, cameraman. Aiming at that. I'm gonna put it in here. This stuff's normally pink, and there's something laying in the bottom of this pan, which I don't want to lose yet. Uh-oh. See that?
What's that?
Chunks. That's gasket material. That's chunks.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. I don't know why we'd have chunks in there. I don't know. Alright. Well, there's a couple little chunks in here. I'm not sure what they are. See that? That's never a good sign. We'll find out if they're metal or aluminum. Get my magnet. Got the magnet. Let's see. Yeah, that one stuck for a second just because of the fluid and the gooky. But they don't appear to be metal. It appears to be aluminum. This Magnet doesn't stick to aluminum, but it will to metal. So, all right, let me clean this pan out. We'll take a look around. But the reason we took it off was to get to this wire right here. This is your kick down. So this is when you put your foot on the floor, this thing pulls back and it kicks it down into second gear. We don't need that anymore, so we're going to do all that stuff manually. So we're going to take this little wire out. That way I can put the plug in right there, which you can't see because the lighting in here is terrible and whatnot. So that's how you take your kick down cable off. Drop the pan, just take this wire off. Simple as that. All right, I'm just going to do a finger swipe on top of the filter. That is not good, dude. Shit. That is not good. All right, turn it off. This car hates me. So after that discovery, I just spoke with the customer and he says he doesn't know anything about a transmission issue with this thing. When I got this car, it had a hole in the piston and no word of any kind of transmission problems. But that's evidence tells different stories. The holes in the pistons and metal in the pan and in the filter and all that. So I'm gonna put the pan back on it, pull the drive shaft back out. Luckily I haven't hooked the shifter up and I haven't hooked the converter up and I haven't put the cooler lines on it or anything like that yet. So I got to get the bell housing bolts back out and pull the transmission back out. We're going to send it somewhere and have them go through it. Probably going to change the converter. We may tighten it up. That was about a 3500 stall converter, so we may put a little bit tighter converter in it. Is what it is, man. This thing, I thought I was just about done with this car, but looks like it's going to be here for a while. Man. All right, I'm going to put the pan on it, yank this thing out, and I'm not going to film it. I'm not in the mood to film it. We're just going to get this thing out. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Check out the rest of the playlist. See you in the next one. Hopefully we'll have some positive news coming.